Hello and welcome. So this video is going to look at external rotation. Specifically, we're going to get into Warrior Two. So before we get started, we are going to just feel what that external rotation feels like. So I'm going to grab my bolster and my strap, and I'm going to get into Supta Baddha Konasana. So that's our reclined bound angle pose. So if we have our knees straight up, our feet together, and we just let the knees come out, that's passive external rotation. So one of the nice relaxing ways to get into this is to use that bolster to lie back on and to use the strap to place at the feet and pulling the heels up towards the groin, lying back and adjusting so that you feel like you're not hyperextending that lower back, and then allowing the knees to just fall out. So this is a nice passive way of finding that external rotation. Now, once you're here, see if you can squeeze through the glutes and actually lift up slightly. Feel those knees coming down. And do that a few times. You're pressing the soles of your feet together. You're lifting your sit bones up off of the ground. And you're feeling those knees coming down a little bit. And you're feeling a little extra stretch here in the groin. That is our external rotation. And we're going to use that in Warrior Two. And the next thing I'll have us do is find a space on a wall. And we're going to take our feet nice and wide. All you're going to do is take one foot and turn the foot 90 degrees so the toes are pointed straight out, and then bend that knee and keep it in line with the three middle toes. Keep your hands at your hips. So we want to see the hips staying kind of like you're sitting on a table. Okay. Good. And just feel you're going to get that external rotation is happening in the leg where we're bending the knee. That knee is going to hover above the ankle. Once you get down there, squeeze the glutes a little bit. Make sure those hips pop forward. You can lift those arms out to the side, and you're looking out over that bent knee. Good. And take those toes forward and switch to the other side. And again, just feel it a little bit. You'll feel that stretch. You'll feel the muscles that are working, the muscles that are stretching. And then once you come down, hold it, squeeze. Let those arms come out. Nice. So everything's in a nice straight line. We're back against a wall so that we don't have our hips pushing back. So we should be able to be against the wall without our behinds pushing in and pushing us out. Good. So then when we inhale, we'll take the toes forward, arms up. Exhale, turn the toes, come down in the other direction. Inhale, toes. Got a couple things coming at the same time. Exhale. Good. Inhaling up. And exhale. Fun. All right, so we have that external rotation. We've opened up. We're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to take our archer pose. And with archer pose, we're in more of a side lunge here, lateral lunge. So we'll take those feet wide again, turn the toes slightly, but this time my knee is coming out in front, and I'm going to pull my hips back. I'll show it from the side view here. So I'm here, my knee comes out the same direction as my toes are pointed, and my hip is going to come back behind me. There. And switching it to the other side, stepping together, out, bending down, that hip comes back. Good. So let's try that with that wide stance. I'm going to come down on this side, and I'm going to turn and look over the straight leg this time. A little bit different. And back to center, and turn and look towards that straight leg. Good. One more time, each side. Feeling the hips pull back. It's working a little bit differently now. We got some different muscles activated in through the thighs and above those knees. So now we're going to do archer pose. So from here, I'm going to grab my bow. I'm going to make a nice strong L. I'm really pulling these apart, pulling the finger and the thumb apart so I can feel this nice stretch here. I'm going to grab the arrow and I'm going to come down and pull so chest stays open. Good. Coming back, and I'm going to do it on this side so we can that nice strong L stretching, grab and pull and back. Now let's put it all together. So I'm going to point my toes and exhale into my warrior two. From here, make my bow, grab the arrow, and pull it back and up. Let's do it on the other side. So we have to rotate those feet as we exhale. Warrior two, grabbing, exhale, archer, bring it up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, up. Let's do a forward fold. Toes point forward, all the way down. Letting those hips shake around. You're stretching through the back of the leg. You can bend one knee and then the other. Good. And then from here, we're going to heel toe our feet together. They're still going to stay slightly wider than the hips. Toes point out. We're going to squat down and find our garland pose. You can always place your hands down and the knee or the heels can stay lifted. That modified frog. Either way, we're getting this nice stretch into those hip flexors. And we'll take it down to a seated position. I have one more pose to do, and this is kind of a reset or counter pose to the activation of those external rotators, which are up high in the glutes here. So in order to stretch those, we have that external rotation where the hip joint goes out. We're going to go internal rotation. And how we do this is lying on your back with your feet pulled up towards your torso. Knees are above. And then you're going to drop the knees together. I'm going to turn here slightly so you can see. Drop the knees together and then heel toe the feet out to the side. So we want to make sure that the feet are at the same level as the knees. If you pull them way up towards the buttocks, it's not going to get quite the same stretch. So we want to pull it out so that they are about the same height as or the same level as the knees. The knees are coming together. So this is actually a nice passive stretch, and you're going to feel it. It's going to be here in this area. These are those muscles that work during that external rotation. If that feels a little too intense, you can always take windshield wipers, which is where you let both knees go to one side. The wider those feet are, the more you'll get that nice stretching sensation. And this just takes it into one leg at a time rather than both. So do what feels good for you. I hope you enjoyed that. It's a fun little flow, our warrior two to archer pose. So using that, maybe get a flow. I hope you enjoyed our external rotation focus, and I look forward to bringing you some more fun yoga stuff soon.